From potholes, jagged curbs, and the downright brutal, St. Joe roads have a reputation of being unforgiving to cars and tires.
When you're hitting those large chuck holes, I mean, you're taking a chance of bending a shock. You could break a ball joint, you could bend a tie rod, you could demolish a rim.
And not just for cars, cyclists feeling the smaller bumps that may go unnoticed while driving.
This year I actually hit a bump on a single speed bike, chain popped off and over the handlebars, you know, one of those kind of things. And it wasn't like a pothole, it was just a big crevice in the road basically.
To show you how brutal some parts of St. Joe roads are, I took my personal car through some of the worst cracks and potholes in town. So how did roads get so bad? According to city manager Bruce Woody, the city has had a consistent $1.2 million designated to road maintenance every year for decades and has relied on tax billing for additional funding, where residents pay for the roads in front of their homes through property tax.
Which means we would build a block or two and then would directly bill the adjacent property owners, and they paid for it through their property tax over a period of 15 to 20 years.
In the early 1970s, a federal program called revenue sharing sent tax dollars back to communities. St. Joseph using this money mainly for roads and utilities, stepping away from tax billing. But after the Reagan administration, revenue sharing went away, and there was no political will to bring back tax billing. So the city was left with the annual $1.2 million for all its road work. St. Joseph was growing and the money was doing less and less. $1.2 million in 1990 would buy you about 16 miles worth of road work. Today, it would buy you about 4.
Gas prices shot up, the cost of oil shot up, the basic materials we're using to work on the streets went way up. We started doing even less preventative work and even less with our asphalt program.
Andy Clements from St. Joseph's Public Works and Transportation Department says there has not been a consistent annual funding source for road maintenance for more than 30 years.
Typically, communities fund these kind of things with property taxes and things here, and we're a conservative community and we've chosen not to do that. But you can only put off so long things, and I think that people saw last year that, you know, we put this off too long. We need to do something about it.
The city council recognizing the problem, putting road maintenance as top priority. You've probably noticed these signs around town showing how tax dollars are being used to improve sections of Jules and Farron streets. The city council hopes to raise $6 million annually for road repairs from a use tax approved in April, along with other funding.
And the additional funds that will start coming through next year are going to be great. They're not going to solve it, but they're going to give us a great step towards making some progress.
Another interesting fact is about the red brick roads in St. Joe. There's a city ordinance saying if you want to replace these roads, it has to be with more red brick. Adam Waltz, Fox 26, KNPN.